The life cycle of flowering plants follows several distinct stages, from seed to maturity and reproduction. Here's a breakdown of the process. 1. Seed stage. The life cycle begins with a seed, which contains the embryo of a new plant. Seeds have a protective coat and store nutrients to support initial growth. Under suitable conditions, the seed 2. Germination. The seed absorbs water, swelling, and breaking open. The embryonic root emerges first, anchoring the plant and absorbing water. The shoot grows upward toward light. 3. Seedling stage. The young plant begins to develop leaves and grows toward the sun. Through photosynthesis, the plant produces its own food, leading to further growth. 4. Vegetative growth. The plant develops more roots, stems, and leaves. This stage focuses on accumulating energy and growing larger. 5. Flowering stage. The plant reaches maturity and produces flowers, which are essential for reproduction. Flowers contain reproductive organs. Stamens produce pollen. Carpels contain 6. Pollination, either by wind, insects, birds, or other. This fertilization process allows the alveoles to develop into seeds. 7. Fruit and seed formation. After fertilization, the ovules become seeds, and the flower's ovary develops into a fruit. Fruits protect seeds and aid in their 8. Seed dispersal. Seeds are spread through wind, water, animals, or other methods. This dispersal helps the plant species spread to new locations. 9. Germination and new life cycle. Once the seed lands in a suitable environment, it germinates, and the cycle begins again. Here is a detailed diagram of the life cycle of flowering plants along with a brief explanation of each stage. Life cycle of a flowering plant. 2. Germination. The seed absorbs water, and the root and shoot emerge. 3. Seedling stage. The young plant grows, leaves, and starts photosynthesis. For vegetative growth, the plant develops roots, stems, and leaves. 5. Flowering stage. The plant matures and produces flowers containing reproductive organs. 6. Pollination. Pollen is transferred from the stamen to the pistil. 7. Fertilization and seed formation. The fertilized develop into seeds inside a fruit. 8. Seed dispersal. Seeds spread via wind, water, or animals to new locations. 9. New growth. If conditions are right, the seed germinates, and the cycle starts again. Classification by growth cycle. Annual crops definition. These plants complete their life cycle, seed germination to seed production in one growing season. Examples: many cereals, most vegetables, and many legumes. Characteristics: they require replanting every season, and their growth is often optimized for rapid production. Biennial crops definition. Biennial plants complete their life cycle in 2 growing seasons. In the first year, they typically focus on vegetative growth, and in the second year, they flower, produce seeds, and then die. Examples: carrots, beets, parsley, and some cabbages. Characteristics: they are often managed to optimize either root or leaf production in the first season. Perennial crops definition. These plants live for more than 2 years, producing yields over multiple growing seasons without the need for annual Examples: fruit trees, grapevines, many forage and fodder plants, and some vegetables like asparagus. Characteristics: perennials generally invest in a strong root or structural system that supports repeated production, and they may require several years before they produce a significant yield. 2. Classification by uses. Food crops, cereals, grains such as wheat, rice, maize, barley, and oats. These are staples in many diets. Legumes, such as soybeans, lentils, and peas, valued for their protein content. Root and tuber crops, such as potatoes, cassava, and sweet potato. These provide carbohydrates. Vegetables and fruits, a broad category, including leafy greens, fruits, and other edible parts. Fiber crops definition. Plants cultivated primarily for their fibers, which are used to produce textiles, ropes, and other materials. Examples: cotton, flax, hemp, and jute. Oil crops definition. Crops that are grown mainly for the oil extracted from their seeds or fruits. Examples: oilseed, rape, sunflower, soybean, olive, and peanut. Uses: oils for cooking, industrial applications, and sometimes for biofuel. Fodder crops definition. Plants grown to feed livestock. Examples: alfalfa, clover, grasses, and maize. Characteristics: these crops are selected for their high nutritional content and ease of cultivation. Industrial and specialty crops. Industrial crops, such as sugarcane, rubber trees, and tobacco. These are often processed into commercial products. Medicinal and aromatic crops, such as aloe vera, mint, basil, and other herbs that are used in pharmaceuticals, herbal remedies, or for flavoring. Other specialty uses. This might include crops used for biofuels or for ornamental purposes. Integrating both classifications, many crops can fit into multiple categories when considering both growth cycle and use. For example, wheat is an annual food crop. Apple trees are perennial food crops. Soybean is an annual crop used both as a food crop and as an oil crop. Understanding these classifications helps in planning crop rotations, selecting suitable crops for particular climates, and optimizing agricultural practices for sustainable production. If you need more details or examples for a specific category, feel free to ask. 1. Classification based on growth cycle. Rice, maize, mustard, sunflower, biennial crops. Year 1, vegetative growth. Year 2, reproductive growth. Examples: carrot, beetroot, cabbage, onion. C. Perennial crops. Examples: mango, apple, coconut, tea, coffee. Staple food crops, rich in carbohydrates. Examples: rice, wheat, maize, barley, oats, bee pulse. Crops rich in proteins, used for human and animal consumption. Examples: lentils, chickpeas, peas, beans. C. Oilseed crops, used for extracting oil. Examples: mustard, sunflower, soybean, groundnut. D. Fiber crops used for making textiles and ropes. Examples: cotton, jute, hemp, flax. E. Sugar crops, used for sugar production. Examples: sugar beet, tuber, and root crops, store energy in underground parts. Examples: carrot, sweet potato, cassava. G. Beverage crops, used for making drinks. Examples: tea, coffee, cocoa. H. Spices and condiments used to flavor food. Examples: pepper, clove, cardamom, turmeric. I. Forage and fodder crops grown for feeding livestock. Examples: alfalfa, Napier grass, clover. J. Medicinal and aromatic crops used for medicinal and perfume industries. Examples: aloe vera, neem, tulsi, lavender.